Oh god, I'm gonna have to talk about the Chucky of so-called Canadian journalism, aren't I? You might be familiar with Keean Bexte. He calls himself a journalist, but lots of the stuff he's gone viral for bordered on harassment or totally misrepresented things. And he just rocked up to a beach in Tofino where he badgered a vacationing Trudeau into answering his questions, subsequently demonstrating exactly why people might be hesitant to speak to someone like him. Now, a disclaimer, I have not watched the entire interview, because I'm not paying the Ginger Caillou a single penny out of my pocket to watch him crane his neck at Trudeau like a fucking flamingo. But based on these circulating clips alone, Keean has once again outdone himself. First, let me give you some context about this guy. According to a 2020 article from Ricochet, Bexte previously worked for a quote, white supremacist web store. While working at Rebel News, he doxed the hotel then 16-year-old climate activist Greta Thunberg was staying at and followed the teenager on camera down the hallway, suggesting that because Thunberg has Asperger's, that she has a quote-unquote mental illness and was being exploited. He also, despite having journalist and broadcasting truth in his bio, wove a strange anti-immigrant narrative based on disinformation he amplified about a car crash in New York. Anyways, he walked up to Trudeau on a Tofino beach, got up in his face, and when Trudeau extended an arm to maintain some personal space, Bexte told him to get his hands off of him. In the clips that are circulating, many of which focus on how persecuted Keean has been in doing his so-called journalism, which is hilarious because he's making that claim in the same video where he's arguably harassing Trudeau, who was just spending some time with his family, and Trudeau still gave him a 10-minute interview. Keean also claims this might be the first time in his political career that Trudeau didn't use the police to stop a journalist from doing their job, which is like so flagrantly untrue, and as a journalist who covered Parliament Hill for 7 years, I can personally attest to that. In one of the most viral clips, he also claims Trudeau has taken hundreds of vacation days in the last year, and as his evidence, showcases headlines that actually counted weekends as personal days and found he works 10% more days than the average Canadian. So yeah, this is not good faith journalism. And that sucks because there are plenty of reasons to criticize Trudeau. But I find dudes like this are so focused on themselves and their self-professed persecution that they don't seem to stop to actually think about asking fact-based questions about issues that really matter. Because that doesn't seem to be what this is about for them. What do you think of all this?